Senate and the House of Reps can hold us accountable for what is done and what is not done.
I want you to repeat this again, please.
The Senate and the House of Representatives can hold us accountable for what is done as it concerns the renewed hope agenda mandate of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Thank you very much.
We will ensure we get to the grassroots, and we will go there with you. We will go there with you to implement. At least when you are on the field with us implementing, and you see what is going on, and you are sure that your people have benefited from it, then you can be the ones to preach our own gospel when we come for the next budget session.
For Nigeria, it's indeed a renewed hope. We have a president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is fully committed to ending poverty in Nigeria. He's given us a target that we must meet, and that is the fact that in the next 42 months, we must be able to pull at least 50 million Nigerians out of poverty, as well as reduce humanitarian crisis and persons affected directly by humanitarian crisis to at least 50%. This is our mandate, and the ministry, as well as all the agencies under it, would work assiduously to achieve this mandate. Since we arrived on board, in fact, before we even arrived, the president has started actively working on seeing that he can reduce poverty. If you remember, within the very first few weeks of being in government, the president actually provided loans for children in university, of course, and then, if you can remember, states were supported with palliatives as well as funds, 5 billion naira each, to be able to absorb the shock of the removal of the fuel subsidy. Several other interventions have gone into the system just to ensure that Nigerians do not fall below the poverty line, and that's what we continue to do on a daily basis. We have already flagged off the conditional cash transfer to 15 million households, and as we speak, we did a thorough verification process and came up with real individuals with in-person verification. And today they are receiving their alerts in their phones, and their lives are being changed because they are using this to set up little businesses. They're using it to pay for their children's school fees. They're using it to support their families in different ways. This is the life-changing story of a man who is determined to change the history, to change the rhetoric, to change the narrative of the most populous black nation in the world, and it's of course President Bola Ahmed. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it would be beautiful at this point to thank the wife of the president. Indeed, she has been exceptional. And I say this not to even praise or sing songs of praises, but truly from my heart. Through our Renewed Hope initiative, she has reached out to thousands of Nigerians, from the scholarship all the way to the support to the military and of course the paramilitary, and then of course to different interventions both in agri, in health, in livelihood, education, name it. And this is supporting on a day-to-day basis the work that her husband is doing in Nigeria. We are blessed to have you, Your Excellency, and we appreciate what you do. I'll say it today, when I sit down and I want to sleep, I say, better wake up. If the First Lady is on the road, really changing lives, wake up, go and change lives. You're way younger and you should be properly mentored. Come out. Thank you for what you do. Let me just recognize also very especially the wife of the IG of Police, I appreciate you and your team for being here. And of course, the heads of the banks, the CEOs of the banks, I want to thank you very especially for being here, the diplomatic corps. I appreciate all of you for being here. Now to the expanded JIP program. We are at a point where our job is to ensure that we can lift 50 million persons out of poverty. And this work has to be done by all of us. All of us, everyone in Nigeria has to be deliberate towards this. This particular search that is going on now, that will be flagged off today by the First Lady of the nation, distinguished Senator Oluremi Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is actually targeting markets. So we have 109 senatorial districts, and we're taking one major market in each of these senatorial districts. Now, we are going to the market. That's why we recreated the market in this room. We are going to the market to carry out this intervention. Sensitization has already started. After sensitization, of course, the enrollment both by the bank and the JIP program would go on. They will be registered in the market, BVN created in the market, their accounts opened in the market, their cards given to them in the market. We don't want them leaving the market and their small stores to go to another location and queue up on the line for hours to get the same service. So it's taking governance to the people where they work, where they live, where they trade. That is the memorandum of operation for this. As soon as they registered, the loans of 50,000 naira without interest or collateral will be given to them. And of course, they would assess it there in the market and use it for their businesses. We believe strongly that it will help the microeconomy that will feed into the macroeconomy and of course make Nigeria economy better and stronger while pulling millions of Nigerians out of poverty. The target for this, of course, is 1.5 million Nigerians that would benefit in the various stages. We have other very strong programs that are within that bracket. Some of them are special projects targeted at Nigerians, and we are trying to hold ourselves back so that we can launch one a month. But I must say that Mr. President is in a hurry to change Nigeria for the better. And this picture must change within the next 1 year. That's our target. So, other projects, of course, would include the Empower project, which would go under the NCPA. Of course, we have the homegrown school feeding project. We have a new special vehicle, which is the End Hunger project. By the grace of God, the President might be flagging that off next month. That will provide both cooked meals, raw rations, and fertilizers for poor farmers across the country in their millions. Beyond this, we are going to also launch other projects like the Code Nigeria that will help young people to get coding skills. We're going to launch a project, of course, beyond the Code Nigeria. We have several other projects, the shelter, which we already flagged off in Benue. We were able to build a 2-bedroom house for internally displaced persons within 10 days. Those buildings are standing at Edu. They were our sample buildings, and we have already done the groundbreaking in Benue because they have a lot of humanitarian issues there right now. We will be building at least 1 million of those houses all around Nigeria. So there are several interventions. Remember, we're dealing with multi-dimensional poverty. And this means some are poor because they don't have shelter, some it's because they do not have education, some so we have the alternate school program that would address that. Some is because they don't have employment, which would be addressed through the Empower and of course the Code Nigeria. Some are poor because they do not have the economic capital to start their little businesses, which the expanded JIP today and several other programs will address. In all, we will have a nation that is strong under God, that our citizens can beat their chest and say, indeed, I'm proud to be a Nigerian, and the renewed hope has truly come. For today, we want to specially thank the wife of the president, our dear First Lady, for doing us this honor to flag off this program. As these poor persons, as these petty traders, as these weak hands receive this funding, even the Almighty God will stretch his hand upon our nation and continue to bless it and multiply it and increase it. We want to thank all of you sincerely for the support you have given to President Tinubu and his dear wife in the last almost 6 months. We want to thank you for the faith you've had in this administration. We want to thank you for standing behind a visionary leader who knows where he's going and is determined to reach there. We are just the foot soldiers. All of us in this room are also the foot soldiers because it's a Nigerian project and we are all part of the Nigerian project. We believe that together we will make this difference and leave for our children and generations yet unborn a Nigeria we can be proud of.
That we have in the humanitarian community in the world a new force of nature. You know who. And she's gonna leave us no choices, no freedom. She's gonna make us work hard. It's gonna be like high-level week every week.